Zach Carr. Joined by me tonight is Rich Groom for what is the final home fixture of the season for your Brazos Valley Cavalry FC. It's a friendly fixture and it's against FC Denton. We are here at Travis Field. Rich, welcome this evening.
And looking forward to this. A lot of new guys we're going to be watching tonight, and with a couple of guys that maybe are trying out for playoffs. Yeah,
trying to get into the team.
Yeah, with our Killian Columbi. Is that how you pronounce his name?
Killian Columbi of Albion, now of Cavalry, obviously.
He should, we should get to see him shine tonight because obviously he's going to be in a class a little bit above the rest of the players on the pitch, with him being in the PDL for all summer long, and these Denton being in a lower league, and the rest of the Cavalry players, 17 and under guys?
Quite a lot of 17, 18, 19 years. Like you said, Rich, Texas United, not a PDL team. They are of the TPSL, the Texas Premier Soccer League. However, they will be joining next season the UPSL. The UPSL hosting the Oilers, the Regals, and the Knights, who we've all previously played our 3 friendly fixtures against. This, of course, being the last friendly fixture just before the teams get kicked off any second now. I'll go through the teams. Your Cavalry in goal, Osma Chavero starts. He finished that game on Friday night where we clinched our playoff position. A back four of Emmanuel Fernandez, Gabriel Gersi, Carson Insegbe, and Mujib Marana. Midfield 3 of Christian Coelho, Fahim Patel, and Rene Tello. And a forward 3 of Cameron Phillips, Killian Columbe, and DJ Benton. Our substitutes are Steve Walaji, Rogelio Lopez, and Kenny Horner. Kenny Horner actually part of the coaching staff for the Cavalry. It has been all season. And your FC Denton team in goal is Jason Treadway, back 4 of Aaron Lester, Andre Oliveira, Khalil Marriott, and Ross Estevan. Midfield 2 of Eric Coleman and Michael Gonzalez, and for some reason there's 4 up front, and that's Lucky Amhanasi, Fabian Zuniga, Ivan Fuentes, and Irving Pinales. Their substitutes are Preston Baker, Vincent Obna, Edward Valadez, Roman Semenko, Gio Camanza, and Carlos Enriquez. We are all ready to go now. If you are watching on Clutch TV, you will be seeing Cavalry aren't really starring in their normal kit of red. They're playing it away kit, just mixing it up of white shirts, red shorts, and red socks. FC Denton playing towards the camera as you look at Clutch TV and towards the press box in their home kit of navy blue shirts, navy blue shorts, and white socks. And Cavalry have kicked off now and are immediately on the front foot, such is the way with their team, which, and you can see no matter, we've got so many new players tonight that we've never seen before, and no matter what team the Cavalry have put out all year, as we see a nasty challenge fly in there from Denton, Cavalry will have the free kick about 40 yards out. No matter what team we see, Rich, Cavalry always seem to play in the same style, which is a credit to the coaching staff.
That's kind of like the high school football thing, where like the junior highs play the same offense, same defense as the high school, so they're ready to. They don't have to be taught as much once they get up to that level. And that's the same thing in this case. I'm just interested to see this 4-2-4. That's kind of new because I thought some of the guys would drop back, but actually, when Cavalry had the ball originally the first time, at least 3 of the Denton players forward stayed forward, and it's kind of interesting that they could be outmanned. Cavalry, if they move some wingers up and move the even one of the midfielders up, they can maybe outman Denton.
Gabriel Garcia on the ball here. He's made 1 previous appearance for the Cavalry early in the season. He was very impressive. Tall boy, 6'3", the centre back. And FC Denton are pushing here. Osmar Chavero, one of the few players in this Cavalry side to have appeared for the Cavalry before. And Gabriel Garcia's going to have to clear it. He's in his own box. He's being pressurised by FC Denton attackers, and he gets rid of it and gives it to Mujib Marana.
Marana was he on the squad the other night? Because he looks very familiar to one of the players that came in as a substitute with the bun.
He does.
Yeah. Kind of like Acton had, but at one point there were 2 of them out there with that kind of hairstyle, and kind of stands out and always helps when we have those number problems, but we won't have that tonight.
Well, actually, yeah, that player we were speaking about that you say looked familiar is Emmanuel Fernandez, the right back, and I told you before the game, which I gave him the number 20.
Because now he's got number 16.
Man. Now he's wearing number 16 because I was told he wasn't coming, so I put number 20 back in the box. And obviously when he got here, he's going to have to find his own kit.
I thought I recognized him, but then the name didn't sound familiar with it.
Yeah, a lot of number switching has been taking place the last 20 minutes or so.
But at least we got off on time tonight, which is a plus. Well, maybe not for once, but it was a plus to the other night when we started 20 minutes late. But it was all worth it the other night as the Cavalry won their Mid-South Division title.
They did.
Celebrated at the end of the 90 minutes, and we'll be getting ready to go to Georgia this week.
Kylian Colombe comes down the right side and tries to get a cross in. However, that's intercepted by a Denton defender. They can't get it very far, and it falls to Rene Tello, who now enters the penalty box. Almost falls to the ground looking for a penalty, isn't given, and it's cleared by Khalil Marriott of Denton. Cavalry throw-in about 15 yards out. Fernandez to DJ Benton, who's playing as a forward right winger this evening. However, he's normally a right or even a left back, so it'd be interesting to see how he does, considering he doesn't have any defensive work to worry about tonight, Rich.
Kind of a slow start right now. It's almost like each team maybe I don't know how many fields are turf, and some of these players might not be used to turf a little bit. I know we never played on it. Of course, I'm aging myself then with that statement.
32 isn't old, Rich.
Yeah, thanks. 32 isn't, but 62 is.
We see Cameron Phillips on his debut for the Cavalry get brought down inside the centre circle. He's just rubbing his shin a bit. He's
a couple of hard fouls already, and we're only a couple minutes in.
Maybe FC Denton had a look at Texas United.
Watch that game up there.
Yeah.
The one the other night wasn't so bad. Wasn't
as bad.
No, but I know your first game on the road for the Cavalry at Texas United got to be a little
feisty.
Yeah, that's a good word. That's a good word, feisty.
As a pass for the Cavalry from Carson and Segbe flies over everyone's head, goes out for a throw-in to Denton just inside their own half. They appeal for a free kick. They don't get one. Thought there was a bit of argy-bargy going on, and that's a bit of a risky back pass to Insegbe, who doesn't really clear it. Gabriel Gersi's got two Denton attackers all over him, and he manages to get it up towards the halfway line. Brilliant header from Christian Coelho. Honestly can't pronounce his name very well, clearly. Coelho. And FC Denton take a long shot from nowhere.
It wasn't a bad little effort.
And it just bounced off the shin of a Cavalry midfielder, and it came out to Michael Gonzalez of FC Denton, and he was about 5 yards inside the Cavalry half and saw Osmo Chavero in the Cavalry goal off his line and went for it. Very David Beckham-esque all those years ago.
I was thinking about putting him in the halftime show because that's, hit the crossbar from midfield.
Just went a yard or two
he
over
wasn't
the crossbar.
He wasn't far from midfield, and he just missed the crossbar.
Here come Cavalry down the left. Good ball from Coelho to Mujib Murano on the overlap, and he can't find a teammate with that cross. However, it does go out for a goal kick, actually. Thought it was a corner.
I thought it was a corner as well. Looked like it came off the defender's foot and went straight into the baseball scoreboard, but they're giving him a goal kick. Not much pace to this game yet. I think that's what we're missing a little bit. I don't know if it's intensity or what. I think part of it is we haven't really strung more than, I say that and they just did it, about 2 or 3 passes together. But they just did it then a little bit before what I thought was a foul again. The Texas United's not scared to go in. Or not Texas United, I'm sorry.
FC Denton.
FC Denton is not scared to go in.
Similar colours.
Yeah.
I think we've just been so spoiled in recent games, what with Cavalry scoring early. And especially in all their friendlies as well, they like to get on the scoreboard early.
Yeah, the only one that they did was the one they won 2-0.
Against the Eagles.
They put 2 goals together right there at the end of the first half. That was a very well-played game, I thought, for a friendly. Competitive, unlike the other two, which were kind of a yawner after the first 45.
Gersi finds Fernandez. Back to Gersi now, who's being pressurized by Denton players. Irving Pinales really pressurizing well, and that's a long ball through, and
It was a good ball through to Cameron Phillips.
Phillips can't quite control that.
Got a head on it. A little too far out to be any bother for the keeper, though. You're right about Gersey. He's got a little bit of size on him, which is something we're not used to seeing with the Cavalry player. If he was out there with the regular first squad of the Cavalry, I think he'd still be the tallest guy out there.
For sure. And you can tell how tall he is because that shirt.
And it's almost like a mid-drift, isn't it?
It is. It's almost a crop top.
Yeah. That's your fault, isn't it? Aren't you supposed to give him the larger shirt?
I gave him an extra large, Rich.
Oh, okay.
So that does show the size of him. Coelho looks to find Phillips through the gap, trying to unpick this FC Denton defense. Can't quite do it. FC Denton, obviously from the town of Denton, which for those of you who don't know is North Dallas, home of University of North Texas, the Mean Green. Lovely bit of the world, Denton, when it's not under construction. Which it has.
Sounds like you've been through that, especially if you go up 35W, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Here come Denton now. Irving Pinales looks to find a teammate. Oh, he goes himself past Gersey, past Fernandez. He's going on his own left foot. Just slides wide of the post, and that's the first chance either side have had. And fair play to Pinales there, because he went from his own halfway line.
Yeah, he went past 3 Cavalry players, and really the finish deserved a little bit more than what he did to set himself up. But at least he put a scare into the goalkeeper, made him dive left.
First chance on the board after 9 minutes, and there's Pinales again pressurizing the Cavalry defense.
I think Pinales put a little scare into him, made the Cavalry defense realize, well, what could happen if they were sleeping a little bit, because he kind of made them look silly the way he went around them quickly. And he is a shorter player, probably a quicker player, and
just kind of skidded through them. Quite Messi-esque.
except for it was with his right foot.
Yeah.
Cavalry maybe settling down there after that, and just to have some possession of the ball after a little bit of a scare. The shot really wasn't as real close, but I mean the play was
the shot didn't match the quality of the run.
Yeah.
The
and
play.
If it would have, they'd be down 1-0 right now.
Oh, for sure. The play deserved a good shot. As Gersey, 40-yard ball long, tries to find Fernandez, who's making a run upfield, and it's cleared by Khalil Marriott. Benton now on the ball, down this right-hand side, finds Coelho. Coelho's come from his midfield all the way to the right field. Tello now. Benton, about 20 yards out, skips in field to Tello. Bit of a scrap with another player, and FC Denton players come flying in, and Benton's ended up with the ball. He wiggles his way past 2 players. He's still going as Benton. He needs support, and eventually passes it straight to a Denton player, who clears it as far as Gersey on this halfway field. Gersey, great feet for such a big man. He finds Tello now. He's on the D of the box. Looks to find Kylian Colombe, who goes down. Is that a penalty? Referee says no.
As the Denton player holds his hands up, hoping that there'd be no penalty. I hope Colombe's not hurt. That's the last guy that the Cavalry want hurt in this game.
Kylian Colombe, definitely the man to look out for tonight.
Have you heard any word on whether he's going to Georgia?
That I have not, Rich, no.
Coach said that they, when I interviewed him after they won the title, that they still had to do like paperwork or something on him for that. So I would imagine that he probably is if he's playing in this game, just so they could give him another 90-minute run. Or you'd like to think that, or maybe they're being optimistic with that.
Yeah, because he's obviously the only player who you'd think who's going to Georgia that is playing today. Everyone else is getting a well-earned rest this evening, as we see an FC Denton player get brought to ground.
Coach Clarkson did say after that win the other night that what we saw on the field was probably, not completely, but a good percentage of them would be the team they took to Georgia.
FC Denton on the ball now. Fuentes looks to find an opening, can't do so. And DJ Benton gets a nasty shoulder barge from Ewa Coleman. Is that how you would pronounce E-W-A? Ewa?
E-W-A.
Ewa Coleman.
Ewa.
Just gives DJ Benton a bit of a shove, and it's a free kick to the Cavalry.
I guess he can pronounce it any way he wants, but looking at it, I would just say Ewa.
And Segme plays a 1-2 with Fahim Patel, who's kind of dropped back into a centre-back position from central midfield. Tele now comes deep as well.
I think he wants the ball, and he just gets the Denton team's kind of forcing him back in order to pick it up, because he has made a couple of nice passes when he's gotten the ball. He's got it right now.
I mean, I know
I see him as the quarterback. He's the quarterback that wants the ball to make the passes, but I think where he's having to go to receive it is not going to help the Cavalry's case too much.
I mean, we've only played, 12 and a half minutes, and so far I'd say this FC Denton side are a pretty solid unit thus far.
Yeah, and that little 4-2-4 is working pretty good. It's kind of the three guys are definitely staying forward. And
here come Denton down this right-hand side. Zuniga, long ball. Oh, where's that gone? He holds his hand up to the whole team to apologize because it looked on there. And
yeah, because Lucky was hoping to be Lucky over on the right side, and he was wide open, but the ball went straight to the keeper on the 30, 40-yard pass.
Benton now receives the ball on the right flank. Comes all the way in field, 20 yards. Before finding Phillips, who does a 360 turn, lays it off to Tello, just outside the centre circle. Patel now back to Tello. Pressurized by Pinales before offloading it back to Patel. Fernandez now down this right-hand side. Is he going to play a 1-2 with Colombe? He does. Lovely stuff. Now Benton. Here come the Cavalry again. This looks more like it. Benton gets a shove in the back. He stays up. He's on the D of the box. Phillips going to take the long shot? No, intercepted just before he pulls the trigger. And here comes Fahim Patel now.
Give Benton a little credit there. I think he could have fallen and gotten a free kick easily at about 20, about 24 yards out, just outside the penalty box. And but he stayed up, tried to make the pass.
Here comes Murana down this left-hand side. Majid Murana outside of his right foot into the 6-yard box. There's no one there, and Jason Treadway will collect that with ease.
I think that was kind of an ambitious, more of a shot than any kind of pass, but like he almost had to just because there was nobody in the box. You never know. Test the goalkeeper early.
Poor clearance from Denton. It's that man Benton again. Denton to Benton.
Yeah, he should be on the other side, shouldn't he? Oh, good ball there.
Good and Quello's in behind now. He's in the penalty area. Oh, brilliant. Double brilliant. Quello there made a really, really good run in behind the defense, and his midfielder was able to find him.
Yeah, Tello was a great
good
through
pass
ball
from Tello, and Quello was giving it across the 6-yard box to Colombe. He was there eagerly waiting, and it was a brilliant interception from Khalil Marriott, and then an even better stop from Treadway to keep it in play as we see a crunching tackle go in from Gabriel Garci to stop the FC Denton counter.
It was a good hard tackle. Got to the ball first. I think those are the kind of tackles I like seeing.
Oh, for sure.
You don't see them as much anymore because the players are afraid they're going to get called for a foul and even worse, a yellow card. But that was good aggressive tackle there.
And here comes Denton down the right-hand side. Murana can't make that tackle, and it's gone in.
Scored. Lucky with the goal from an angle.
Lucky got very lucky with that one.
I don't know. He hit that well. So, but yeah, he shouldn't have been a goal. The keeper let him beat him on the inside post. But a very good goal.
Lucky Amhanassi made a really good run in behind. Majid Murano on this left-hand side for Cavalry, the right-hand side for FC Denton, failed to stop him, really. Didn't stop him, and Lucky kept going and went all the way to the byline, and from the tightest of angle, blazed it in. It looked for a second like it had gone on the top of the net, but it actually gone in the goal, and Osmo Chavarro.
It hit the far side netting.
It couldn't react in time.
By beating that's how bad the angle was. He hit the far side netting by beating the goalkeeper on the inside post.
Yeah, it was an extremely tight angle, and fair play to him. And 1-0 FC Denton after 17 minutes here at Travis Field.
Cavalry's coach's got to be a little scared about the fact that this is the second time now that Denton has made an individual run, just on the ball, dribbling, and gotten past a couple of the defenders. And this time it paid off. Last time the shot wasn't deserving of the run, and this time it was plenty deserving, because that was a good hard shot. Although you still gotta think the keeper's got to protect his near post.
You shouldn't be getting beaten from that angle.
No.
No, I agree, Rich. And for the first time in a long time, Cavalry find themselves down in a game of soccer, and first time in a friendly this year, that's for sure. And I can't remember.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time any Cavalry game that they've actually found themselves behind.
Well, it would have been when they lost 2-0 to Corpus, would it not? And just before that 6-game winning streak.
Which was, when was that game?
That was on the road. That was
Yes.
a game on the road.
So they haven't been down in a home game for
Probably since that game that you did not like so much, and you talked about every
I think OKC
against
maybe.
the Royals on June 2nd. That home game. The last game they've been behind
Probably
was
OKC. They found themselves, they were 3-2 down. They had to come up 3-3.
at home. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Which was, what was the date of that? June 19th?
That was June 16th, and the
16th.
last time they were behind was June 24th when they lost to Corpus Christi, down at Corpus Christi, when they lost 2-0 to Corpus Christi, which was their last dropped point.
Staggering run of form from the Cavalry, your Brazos fellow Cavalry, which is, for those of you listening or watching for the first or one of the earlier times this year, Cavalry just really came out of nowhere and won 6 on the bounce, scoring a plethora of goals in the process. And there's a long corner from Colombe, and Gabriel Gersi can only head it down into the ground to an FC Denton defender. And yeah, Rich, like I was saying, this Cavalry team, I mean, not this exact team, but the Cavalry in general, it's kind of like a switch was flicked back in mid-June, and ever since then, they've been unstoppable.
Yeah, I talked to Brandon Gould about that the other night after they won the title, and you know that game that they had lost 4-2 here at home, and you know, Coach talked about he didn't like the effort. Brandon thought it was just the fact that they kind of had some mental breakdowns, especially defensively, and they kind of learned the lesson that any kind of mental breakdown in this league, and you're going to be scored upon.
I think it was
so
also...
coach and player had a little bit of different opinion on the way that game went.
Yes.
But,
I mean...
But the fact that the game went, it was a 4-2 loss to a team that
at the time were very good.
Yeah, they later beat, and probably should have beat that night, especially here at home. Yeah, Denton's
they look
playing some poised soccer.
They look confident on the ball, yeah. And here they come down the left-hand side again. Pinales now finds Fuentes down this left-hand side. He's had a really good opening 20 or so minutes, and he plays a long ball across, and Cameron Phillips does very well, comes very deep back into his own half to intercept that one. Here comes Coelho. He's gesturing to his players to get into position. Long 40-yard ball to DJ Benton. Very good stuff. Benton now on the right-hand side in so much space. He's waiting for players to get up in the box. They're racing forward. Oh, lovely step from Benton to get past his defender, and he falls as he crosses it. Majima on the edge of the box to go for the goal. Good save there by Jason Treadway and the FC Denton.
The best stage for FC Cavalry, and Benton's been in. Benton has played well. I mean, every time you've mentioned anything about Cavalry going forward, it's been he's been on the ball and or is receiving the ball. So, and like you said, didn't he play a little? He played more defense the last time that he was.
He's more of a fullback.
Here. Yeah.
Another long corner comes in from Colombe.
I tried to find the head of Gersi there, which is not a bad idea on a corner, since he's about 6 inches taller than everybody else out there.
I think my one complaint...
He looks like Crouch. He looks like Peter Crouch out there in the box,
yeah.
in the penalty box.
Not a skinny.
No, skinny, no.
Oh, long ball from Fernandez. Looks to find Colombe, who's called offside. Good thinking, though, from Fernandez and Colombe. Good link-up play. My one complaint, which going back to the corners, would be that I like how they're trying to find Gersi, and it's not as if it's so obvious that they can't deal with it, because, like you said, Gersi is literally head and shoulders above everyone, but the actual delivery from Colombe is so high and looped
That he couldn't get any pace on the header once he does head it. Yeah.
And it gives the defender so much time to crowd Gersey.
Yeah, or just kind of you can bump all you want in the box like that and throw the guy trying to head the ball in off a little bit. And I think he could be, although he's actually not like you said, he's not as skinny as Peter Crouch, so he could probably hold his own in the box a little bit. But yeah, I like those harder corners. Actually, Young for England threw in a couple in the World Cup when they headed them in. Guys,
we're going to talk about the World Cup?
We're going to bring that up once or twice. I mean, England did make the semis, so
brilliant achievement. Brilliant
achievement as long as you don't look at who they had to play to get there.
No. hey, we still got there.
That's what I'm saying.
That's more than Germany can say. And here's DJ Benton now in the box. He's is that what's going on? What is this?
Oh, he finally called something, but he called it on the Cavalry.
Soccer or WWE? Because that was a bit ridiculous there. To summarise that up for our listeners on Sports Radio and The Zone, DJ Benton's just standing in the box, almost with his hands in his pockets, just watching the play happen, and out of nowhere the ball flew to him off an FC Denton player, wasn't expecting it, and gets the ball about 8 yards out. Looks like he was on target to get a good shot in and perhaps equalise for the Cavalry, and then a couple of FC Denton players rushed over to him to stop that shot getting in and brought him down to ground, and then it was kind of a bit of a tussle on the floor there for a few seconds.
A little bit of a scrum, and Cavalry came out the worst for it. I almost think that the official finally just called something so that their 3 or 4 players that were on the ground would eventually just get up.
And it's a long ball from Denton, and both Fuentes and Pinales are on this, and only Emmanuel Fernandez is back for the Cavalry and eventually goes out for a goal kick. Pinales wanted a foul because right here under our noses at the press box literally almost fell onto the corner flag.
I think he knows he was used a little bit on that one.
Oh, yeah.
It was funny because Fernandez at first, ball bounced near the corner, and he's raising his hand as if the ball's already out, and it wasn't really even close. But then he did his job in getting Pinales to essentially kicked it off of Pinales for the goal kick.
Quello now finds Patel. Patel definitely the quieter of those two holding midfielders. I've been very impressed with Christian Quello.
Yeah, he's done well. Like I said earlier, DJ Benton's done really well, I think. He's been the best player for the Cavalry at the moment.
And Patel has a bit of a scrap there with it, and the referee says play on. And Killian Klumbek is flying in from behind and brings down Michael Gonzalez in the midfield. And here's Rene Teller now picks up on that tackle near the box. Good block there from a couple of Denton defenders, and it did take a couple of them before the referee calls a break in play, maybe I think it was for a handball actually. And here come Denton now on the break.
It was a good block by the defender.
Oh, for sure. It was a hard hit shot as well.
Tello had worked his way into a good shooting position. And he was probably only about, 15, 16 yards out?
It was right on the edge of the box, yeah. Lucky there fails to convert a good through ball from, is that Ewa Coleman? It is. Ewa?
Ewa.
We'll call him Ewa.
I'm going Ewa. Kind of like Star Wars. An Ewok.
Is it going to be that type of evening?
Yeah, sorry, I had to explain that to you.
Here's Fernandez on this right side for Cavalry. Skips past Fuentes. Can keep it in play? No, he can't.
Kind of got fouled there. I thought maybe the sideline official was helping out with the call. I thought they were going to give him the advantage. They did. They gave him the advantage to see what he could do, and then
it's nice to see because that's the first time in this whole 2-month season that I've actually seen an advantage being played and then being given.
Then called back when you didn't get the advantage.
Probably the officiating is what I've been most disappointed in this season.
Well, they're learning too, a little bit.
I was about to say amateur soccer, amateur referees. DJ Benton takes this free kick.
Nice free kick.
Almost like a corner, yeah. I liked his delivery. And
a little bend on it.
No one was there to convert. And here come Denton. Lovely play from Gonzalez, and he just can't quite find Fuentes, who seems to have switched out with Pinales to the left wing. Pinales playing a bit more of a central, a tad deeper role now.
You do see, you talked about Benton having played some defense. You do see him, it's almost like he naturally sneaks back towards the defense a little bit.
Well, it's nice to see because I think so many, and I've spoken about this a lot this year, both in and out of the office. The last few years, the nature of a fullback, right and left backs, is to go forwards, and it's almost like they naturally go forwards and you have to teach them to defend, whereas in my opinion it should be the other way around. They're first and foremost they're in the team to defend, and then they should learn how to go forward.
And if you're going to have those kind of guys, then a guy like Benton is actually a good player to have, because he looks to come back a little bit once that when the other player's gone forward, to fill in his position or help out if something goes wrong.
"28 minutes here played at Travis Field. It's your Brazos Valley Cavalry 0, FC Denton 1. You're listening to Sports Radio 1150 in the Zone 102.7 FM, and you're also watching Clutch TV if you have got the stream going on your laptop. Thank you for joining us tonight. As we see a long, aimlessly punted ball forward from Denton, and Fernandez will clear that back to Chavero in the Cavalry goal before he gives it back to his defender. And now Fernandez has space down this right wing. Will he give it to Benton or go infield? He's got lifted his head up. He had Coelho making
a good run, and he should have seen that and passed it, because it wouldn't even have been a difficult ball to get it to him. And he would have had acres of space as well once he got the ball.
Oh, good run there from Gonzalez. Knocks it past Fernandez, but in Segme's good play there. That's his best player of the game in Segme. Managed to read that very well. And sorry, it wasn't Gonzalez. It was Fabian Zuniga. The font of the numbering is making it difficult from this distance. Coelho comes deep to pick that up. He has to lean down to chest it into the ground, and he's a very short individual, Christian Coelho. So that says how low the ball was for him to chest it. It would have been about knee height for Gabriel Gersi. Fuentes now gives it to Zuniga. Back to André Olivier. That's the first time I've said his name this game. Half an hour played.
No, this is not the Cavalry A team, but the
or B team for that matter.
B team, no, but you got to feel good about the Denton FC team moving up in the league, because they are holding their own and are playing just as well as any other team we've seen in the friendlies.
Crunching tackle there from Gersi again.
They are aggressive.
The second one of the game.
We will definitely give them that. Even if they weren't leading 1-0, you'd give them the aggressive.
And Kylian Colombe just opts not to go for that, and it will run through to Treadway.
Kind of disappointing what Colombe's done. Like I said earlier, I thought that he could have shown off a little bit tonight with the quality of the other 21 men on the pitch. Not that they're terrible, but Colombe's, he's a little more experienced. He's shown in the past what he can do with the 9 goals in the. And
here comes Lucky again down the right side, passing Segbe. Sorry, Rich. Got a bit excited there because I thought we were going to see another masterpiece.
I don't know how
Lucky.
anybody can wear the leggings that Lucky has on in this heat. He's you can't see well, I guess you could see his arms. You can see, but that's about it.
Coelho intercepts that just outside his own box, and here come Cavalry. Tello now finds Colombe, who shifted out to the left wing. Almost lost his footing, stays on his feet before finding Patel. Benton's come very central to pick this one up, outside of his right foot.
Nice
I've
pass.
noticed that a lot of players.
He likes that, doesn't he?
They don't like to use their
left foot. They use the outside right foot. Yeah. Although if you can do the way that Denton just did it, that's Benton just did that. I got Benton and Denton mixed up again. I'm sorry.
See a crunching tackle there from Khalil Marriott. Been impressed with him, as I have with the whole Denton team. They're not playing like a TPSL side right now. Ooh, and Cameron Phillips was about to take a long shot before being brought down from behind. Definitely a free kick. Referee says play on. Maybe it's just so much effort for these referees in 2018 to lift the whistle to their mouth and actually blow on it. Oh, he has there, though. How long have we got left? 12.5 minutes left in this first half as Coelho picks up and D the box. Finds Colombe. He's made a really good run. Colombe shot with his left foot. Blocked. And Treadway comes sprinting out.
That's at least the third block of what looked like would be a decent shot from the defenders of the Denton team. So they're doing that well as well. I mean, Cavalry has had more of the play, although actually, opportunity-wise, I think I would consider it very equal.
They definitely haven't,
and maybe even giving it to Denton a little bit.
Oh, for sure, definitely haven't been as effective with when they've had the ball. And
they're not using the possession to their advantage when they have had it. Which it's not like they're dominating in the advantage, but they have had a little bit more of the play.
Free kick to the Cavalry here on the left-hand side, literally just a yard from the penalty area, right on the corner, this left-hand corner. Colombe will be taking it with his right peg. He'll be swinging it in. FC Denton have a two-man rule.
Garcia at the back, and are we looking for him? Yes, they are, and he got it, and that's why they're looking for him.
Very good goal there from your Cavalry playing at home, and they've leveled it up 1-1 here. Colombe swung it in at the third attempt this evening and found Gersi for the third time, but this time, for the first time, Gersi finds the onion bag by the far back right post, heads it down into the ground, across the keeper, into the left corner. Gabriel Gersi puts the Cavalry level 1-1 here with just under 11 minutes to play at Travis Field in this first half.
That's how dominant he can be in the air, because I mean, everyone could see that play coming, and they still got the ball to him, and really Denton couldn't do much about it at all, because he's, like I said, when he's up in the air, he's almost a foot higher than anybody else.
And there's Gersi again. He's found Benton down the right side. He's having a good old scrap with Olivier before it runs out for a goal kick. And it's going to be interesting to see for the remainder of this game, how the vast majority of both the players on the field and the players on the subs bench as well have never played any PDL football. So it's almost like we've got UPSL versus the future PDL players. And so far it's been pretty much even, as the scoreboard conveys. We've got Gersi, who's played a friendly fixture, not in the PDO. We've got Osmar Chavero's played a few minutes in the PDO, as has, Killian Colombe's played a few minutes for us, and the rest of the season for Albion.
Fernandez
has, DJ Benton has, and that's about it, really. And all of those players we just named, with the exception of Colombe, haven't played more than 2 games in the PDO. I think Denton's played 2 PDO fixtures due to injuries and players going away to college. Fernandez has played a half. Chavero's played a half, if that. DJ Benton's now all the way over the left. I think he's just been given
carte blanche on where he wants to go.
Permission from Daniel Roberts, who's our head coach tonight.
He should be given permission. I mean, he's the one.
He's good enough,
he's the one making things happen. So go where you want to go to get the ball. If you're the guy that's making it happen, they should be looking for him, and no matter where he is, left side, right side, up the middle. And in his case, sometimes it's even on the defensive side. As I said, he kind of sneaks back that way. I don't want to say he sneaks. It's almost like he just knows he should be back there. But, hey, wait a minute. That's where I usually play. I need to scatter back here a little bit. Oh, that's
long
a good
ball
ball
over the top from Gonzalez, and oh, what a lovely finish from Fabian Zuniga. The Cavalry defenders and the keeper appeal for an offside. It's not been given. The goal stands. Lovely play there from the visiting side. It was a lofted ball from Michael Gonzalez inside his own half, about 30, 40 yards maybe even, over the Cavalry defence, and Zuniga had the pace past Carson and Segbe, who's still furious with the referee, and Osmar Chavero came racing off his line. Not quick enough though, because Fabian Zuniga saw this and just dinked it over Chavero in the Cavalry goal. One bounce into the net. 2-1 FC Denton with 7.5 minutes to play in this first half, and just as the Cavalry got themselves level,
and that was well done. But you got to wonder about the back line of the Cavalry.
Very high up,
very high up, and separated. I mean, that ball went through the middle, and there was nobody. There was really, I mean, never. The only thing you could do if you're a Cavalry guy if you're a Cavalry player, was look over to the side and hope the flag went up, because
and then
they had nothing to do with it. Well, wouldn't you? If it just worked, I'd try it again too.
Let's do it again. A lot more of an exaggerated version of the goal, and I think Gonzalez was a bit mad at himself because he didn't pull off that wonder pass again. He's trying to find Pinales this time. He drifted off his left wing. And
let's give credit to Zuniga. The way he just lifted it over Chavero, the keeper. Still got to finish it, no matter where you're at.
Definitely so. It was exquisite finish, actually. Real classy stuff there from Fabian Zuniga. And Cavalry trying to do the exact same again. This time Colombe. Has he done the exact same over Jason Treadway? Is it going in?
Yeah,
it does.
Goal.
Identical goal just a minute or two later. 2-2, sorry. Killian Colombe showing what he's been doing all year in the PDL, and almost a carbon copy of the FC Denton goal. Like for like stuff there.
Did you see who put the ball in? I did not, because I really wasn't expecting anything from that. Colombia made it happen.
I think it was either Quello or Tello.
Yeah, a little bit of back at you there for the Cavalry.
And FC Denton going for the
trying to make a 3.
Kickoff had just been taken from Denton, and straight away one pass and then bang from 55 yards out, trying to loop Chavero in the Cavalry goal.
He kind of drifts. I mean, he's off his line a little bit, and he's not the tallest of goalkeepers, so you might want to give that a go.
I mean, that's a problem Cavalry have had all year, not finding. I think our tallest keeper was Borja Barbero. He's 6'2", plays for the Texas A&M soccer club here in College Station, but only played a couple of times. If you remember,
at the very beginning of the year, that was one of the things I pointed out to you from what struck me from the previous year was that to me there wasn't a single goalkeeper in the league that was, like professional goalkeeper type height.
Yeah. And I don't know about in America, but I've got a friend back home, Rich, in England, and he was a fantastic keeper, absolutely brilliant goalkeeper, and couldn't get it past him, and he was head and shoulders in terms of talent above everyone, but he was predicted to only ever get to 6'1".
Yeah, so they didn't even look at him, right?
So he tried to trial with Tottenham Hotspur, and they said, look, you're great, but you're only ever going to be 6'1", and you can't hack it as a professional. Which was extremely upsetting, because they said, you have the talent, you're a fantastic goalkeeper, and you're only going to get better and better, but if you want to be a professional keeper, you need to be at least 6'3". And I haven't seen a keeper touch 6'3" in the PDL this year, either for the Cavalry or another team. They all seem to be.
And I didn't see one last year either.
Lucky making a run in behind from Pinales. Lucky takes a shot from the angle again. Good save from Chavero. 4 minutes to play here. 2-2 at Travers Field.
It's kind of funny you bring that up with the height of the goalkeeper and you touched on me touching on the World Cup, but Pickford's probably one of the shortest of goalkeepers, for England. He might touch 6'3", maybe.
I think he's about 6'3"-ish,
he's very. When you put him up against the goalkeepers from the other countries, he's definitely 2 or 3 inches shorter than most of them.
Oh, and that was a bit of
another nasty challenge.
From Irving Pinales, who'd come deep, and Christian Quello was about 40 yards out, running with pace, making a surging run.
You criticized a little bit ago about the 2008 in 2018 picking up the whistle and blowing it. I hadn't had as much problem with that as I have. They keep the yellow cards in their pockets pretty.
That's a very
like they're
tough
stuck
task
to the pocket. Yeah.
Have you ever felt a yellow
I
card.
mean, especially these days. Yeah, they're heavy.
Oh, the PDL yellow cards are extremely heavy. Tello chips it in. Now looks to find Mujib
I think soccer's gotten to the point where they give too many yellow cards. But if it's going to be that way, this league is definitely not following in that trend and letting the players know what's a decent challenge, what's a foul, and then what's a yellow card.
I
don't know what happened there, but
corner to be taken.
Patel would have had a great shot. I don't know what happened there with the. They set something up there on the corner. Patel had the
Benton
wide
good
open.
run in there.
Again, he's done well. He's looked good with the ball, going with some through passes to his teammates, and like you said, switching sides, doing it from everywhere on the field. And we like him because he kind of stands out with that little different color hair.
Very Dele Alli-like, isn't it?
Yeah.
And here come the Cavalry again. Quello now to Patel, who's in a very advanced position for him. He gets brought down, looks to the referee. Referee says play on. Now Denton trying to clear their lines, don't really know what's going on. Here they are on the halfway line. Is that going to be a good one, too, with Fuentes?
Nice combination of four passes.
Here comes Penales. He's racing into the box. He's got Gabriel Gersi in front of him. Penales takes the shot. Good save from Chavero. Good football all around there.
Penales is got some quickness and
a little speedster.
Yeah, he's obviously a handful for Gersi with the height difference and the quickness.
Very strong breeze here tonight at Travis Field as we see another intercepted pass. Fuentes. Oh! Bit of a scrap with Fahim Patel there. Patel brought him down and Fuentes wasn't happy with that and he grabbed Patel and swung him down to the ground. Referees stopped that. Is that going to be a yellow? He's just giving him...
just a little talk. It's easier to give him a little talk than yellow. Yeah. I don't think Fuentes has been involved in any of the other real hard tackles though. So maybe it was kind of like the that was your one I'm giving you, which I like to see.
Yeah, you don't want to give cards out for the sake of it.
Yeah, that's right.
As we see Ewa come down this left side, play a.
I always feel like you get those cards early and it changes
the complexion of the game.
Well, it changes the complexion of the game. It definitely changes the way the person who gets the yellow card has to play the rest of the game.
Zuniga not happy with himself. He made a really good run through a few players before being intercepted by Fernandez, and that's the half-time whistle. It's 2-2 here at Travis Field between your Brazos Valley Cavalry and tonight's visitors of FC Denton. Really exciting stuff, actually. FC Denton, after playing some solid stuff, opened up the scoring on how many minutes, Rich?
In the 17th minute.
17th minute, they scored a good goal before Cavalry came back with a
header by Gersi.
Gersi from Killian Colombe from a free kick. And then...
we had 3 goals there in about a 5-minute span.
We
6-minute span, and 2 of them identical.
Yes.
just lobs over the center with the striker just flicking it over the goalkeeper's head.
Very simple soccer.
It didn't even bend the net when the ball went into it.
Long ball from midfield, and then get your fastest man to run in behind and trick the keeper into coming off his line and then just dink it over him. That's what happened. Fabian Zuniga did that for FC Denton with 7 minutes to go, and then Killian Colombe did the exact same just a minute later down the other end of the field. We're going to take a quick break here on Sports Radio 1150 and the Zone 102.7 FM and, of course, Clutch TV. We will be back as we look ahead to the second half. Okay, thank you.
activities, and we begin with 4 people and 6 legs. What's your name? Dan. Hayden Sanizzi will go again. Dan. All right. So I'm going to be turnaround point for you guys. Ladies, you will, as fast as you can with your 3 legs each, come on down to me. You're going to turn around here at the end of the box. You're going to head on back to the end line. So you can do it backwards. Ready, set, go! Hayden Sanizzi, Liz, and Maya. And big turnaround. Well done, ladies. Oh, and now a good turn by Maya and Liz. They're catching up to these teams. It's going to be a close finish. And that's the baby by the toes thing. Well done, ladies. All of you. Exceptional speed from your 6 legs. Back up to you.
Wow, that looked hard. You know what else is hard, Steve? Insurance is hard to understand, especially for small businesses. If you'd like to have an expert help you out with insurance, call Jones & Associates at 979-776-4740. The weather's making me a little thirsty today, Steve. Do you have anything down there that can help me out?
I think we might have had something down here for refreshment in the form of H2O and C4 water, but they're empty bottles, so we got to pick them up. What's your name? Hey, Scott. And what's your name? Addison and Scott each have 4 bottles in their lanes, and they need to run out and just pick up 1 bottle at a time and bring it back to your bucket. Okay? Just 1 at a time. Got it. Cool. Ready, set, go! 1 bottle at a time. Chuck Norris would be proud of your recycling skills. I don't have my Chuck Norris back, Connor. I'm really sorry, man. He's not paying attention. That's okay. This is normally where I rest the top back. 1 more bottle to go. Each of the ladies. Skylar, bring it home. Bring it home. Well done. Excellent recycling. Chuck Norris says thank you for picking up the bottles, and of course we thank you for having support as well, guys.
That was great, guys, and a special thanks to Seaforth for being the official water provider of the 2018 season. Let's check back in on Steve, where he has some lucky contestants for their games.
Alrighty, we're going to turn up the tunes for a hot minute and we'll let our dancers do their thing. Of course, you are welcome to stand up as well. We don't have to send any stretch. You can do this. Stretching.
Hello,
Maybe on the cartwheel.
this is Rich.
This is where I want to wait because I'm not over there. Go ahead.
Okay, we're back here at Travis Field, halftime of the FC Cavalry game against Denton FC. 2-2 the score, with Denton holding 1-goal leads twice, going up 1-0 and 2-1. Playing a very a more competitive, friendly game than we've had in the past. Although, like we've said, this is a very young, inexperienced Cavalry team, and we weren't expecting much from FC Denton, being in a couple of leagues below the Cavalry, but they've held their own quite well, and actually have had more of the chances, probably 4 or 5 golden opportunities compared to maybe 2 or 3 for actually the Cavalry have scored on their 2 best opportunities, maybe 1 good stop from the goalkeeper of Denton, Jason Treadway. We're about 10 minutes still away from the start of the second half and the last 45 minutes of soccer or possibly of soccer at Travis Field. I've heard that if the Cavalry can win both their playoff games in Georgia next weekend, that they will attempt to get a home match in the first round of in one of the 2 semifinals for the championship. No final, but a semifinal game. The Cavalry will try and host that but first they have to win 2 games in Georgia. We're here at halftime, and right now we've got the games out at the on the field with the young soccer players. They're really young soccer players. Not necessarily doing soccer things, but they're here enjoying the game, and this is an unusual one. I haven't seen this at soccer. It's a on crutches race. I think depends on who cheats the most on who wins. The goals today in the 17th minute for Denton came from Lucky Hannes, who did a nice run down the right side and actually looked like he got himself caught a little bit at an angle, but put it high and just inside the near post and found the netting on the far side to give Denton a 1-0 lead. It took a while, 17 minutes, before the Cavalry could square the game at 1, and it was on a play which many of us saw coming, a free kick from the very corner of the penalty box that found Gersey, obviously the tallest player on the pitch by no exaggeration, probably 5 to 6 inches, and he got above everybody and headed it back down and back across the goal into the goal to give Cavalry a 1-1 tie. 4 minutes later, on a long ball through from Michael Gonzalez to Zuniga, caught the Cavalry back line sleeping a little bit, and all Zuniga had to do was, well, I shouldn't say all he had to do, because it took a little bit of skill, but he just took it over the goalkeeper's head, Chivero's head, and bounced a couple times and went straight into the middle of the goal. No problem. 2-1 lead to FC Denton. And within a minute, Cavalry had said, well, if you can do that, we can match this. And almost the exact same type of play to Clumby, who is the Cavalry's newest player, and we believe one of the few guys on the pitch tonight that will go to Georgia, and they're hoping for that, as he has scored. He had scored 9 PDL goals before.
I think it's 10 actually.
Was it 10? And Brandon Gould passed him to the other night and got to 11. Then, because Brandon Gould passed him the other night.
Base,
yeah,
did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Brandon Gould took the goal.
Golden boot.
Took the golden boot, yeah.
If you
can call that in a league, I guess. I guess it is a golden boot, even in the leagues that. Yeah, and in fact, I talked to Coach Clarkson about that, and he said that. And I talked to both of them about it, Brandon Gould, and Brandon said he didn't even know that he had a chance for something like that. But that after he had scored his first half goal, they talked about it at halftime, kind of joked about it, about who could win the golden boot there. And Gould won it because he got 2 goals the other night and an assist. He was, I don't want to say by far the star of the night, but man of the match. But we gave it to him, and well deserved.
For sure. And speaking of well deserved, who do you think will be the happier of the two teams at halftime? Who do you think deserves to be in front out of these two?
Well, I'm not sure if anybody deserves to be in front. It's been. I think Denton's had a few more opportunities to score. I think the Cavalry's had more of the possession, and but if you're the happiest, I would think that Denton, coming from granted it's not like we've said the A or the B team of the Cavalry's, but with Denton coming from essentially 2 leagues down, the way I would read that, and to be playing the way they have played, I think that they would be the happiest of the two teams.
Do you think there's an added pressure and onus almost from the Cavalry to win? Now they are, and will be at least for the next year, always be titled as Mid-South Division League champs, do you think?
Yeah, but it's like we've talked about, it's not really the same team, and then so yeah, but again, like Coach Clarkson has said to me a number of times after games, they're all part of the Dynamo system, and and a lot is expected of them, and they want those kids out there. Kids, I say kids because I'm so old. They want those kids out there, representing, and they're going out to win every game. It doesn't matter whether it's your third, fourth team or who's out there and who you're playing against. They're out there to get the victory. So and in that case, again, I'm thinking that the Denton's got to be the happier team.
For sure, I think they've been a very solid team. They've been impressive. They've actually given us a game, and they were
very
up
aggressive,
twice.
very aggressive, and get stuck in on it, which I like to see.
I've been impressed with their front. But Lucky hasn't touched the ball.
Their front four.
Their front four, yeah. Lucky hasn't touched the ball a lot, but when he has, he's either scored or been come close to scoring. Fabian Zuniga did score as well. Ivan Fuentes and Irving Pinales have linked up brilliantly down
Irving
this left-hand
Pinales
side.
has shown some great individual skills and quickness. Maybe Gersi's height, and maybe that's the one thing that obviously it's the one thing he definitely needs to work on, because he's been, once you get one-on-one with him, the Denton team is definitely at an advantage.
Oh, for sure, yeah, and it'll be interesting to see how that works in the second half. We are going to take a quick break here, but when we come back, we will have live and exclusive coverage for you of this second half between Cavalry and FC Denton. Don't go anywhere. No, I was down there because I'm still pretty hungover, so I needed I went to the trainer. I said, "Help me, please." Is 3 minutes okay, Colin?
Oh, maybe next time. That was a close one. Big round of applause for Jeff for their courageous effort. And thanks again to College Station Sport for all your support for the Brazos.
Oh, it can't be a 3 minute.
Attention Cavalry fans, make sure to stick around for all the excitement tonight, because after the game, you're invited to join our post-game filming shots on the field.
Yeah, now we can pick, the other guys, we're starting to be able to pick them out by their shape, shoes they wear, or whatever else. But these guys, we wouldn't have a chance.
To Sports Radio 1150, The Zone 102.7 FM, and also watching on Clutch TV. We're just getting ready for this second 45, the last 45 of the season, well, of the home season at least. Obviously, our Cavalry first team will be travelling to Georgia on Wednesday as they prepare for the playoff game on Friday. That's pretty much the round of 16 for the whole country, and if they get through that, they'll have a game the day after on Saturday, and if they get through that, then, well, we're in the final four of the whole of America. However,
and like I said during the break while you were gone, I I heard from Yuri that they're going to try and put a bid on that if they can make it to the semifinals. They're going to try and get a bid to play the semifinal here, and then if they made the final, they would not be able to play that here because of Bombers games. But yeah, they want a playoff game here. They definitely want a playoff game here.
It means they got through Georgia.
It means they got through two games, 2 matches, and what a coup that would be for the Cavalry.
However, that is next week. We still have, like I said, a half of football to play, and Cavalry kick off playing in their away kit tonight. FC Denton in their home kit of navy blue. Cavalry playing in their chain strip of white.
Taken for granted that that's their away kit, that it's not just their kit.
Oh,
if you know what I mean?
You take it for granted. They normally play in navy blue.
No, yeah, that's their only kit, is what I'm saying.
You
never know. Since we haven't seen them before, but we're just glad, as we've always said, that the numbers can be seen on no matter what color the.
We've had a few problems with that this year. Mainly our home kit and OKC's home kit being the big problem. And they've got. I was about to say we've finally seen the keeper, but I've realised he's about twice as wide.
Yeah, it's not the same keeper. It can't be.
Yeah, they've made a substitution. It's now Carlos Enriquez wearing number 0. Nice to see a number resembling his body shape.
Wow.
Was that a bit tough?
A bit harsh. Well, it wasn't harsh, but it was maybe didn't need to really be said. But and again, we're back to the not exactly the prototypical body shape of or height of a goalkeeper.
Amateur goalkeeper, typical. That's a bit like back in school.
I hope he makes at least 1 or 2 really nice saves here now that we've said all this about him.
Well, here comes Benton down the right. He's going to force a save from him. Kevin Phillips. Ooh, good defensive work there from another substitution on the field. No, it's not. It's Aaron Lester. I haven't said that name since I announced the teams before the game. Aaron Lester, first significant play from the right back this game. It goes out for a corner. Good defensive work there because Cameron Phillips would be licking his chops at that tap in from 6 yards out.
See, in the first half, he would have been playing on the very far corner from us. Maybe he did a few things, and we couldn't pick it out.
Corner
but
comes in
we'll
from
see
Colombe.
it this half.
Tries to find Gersey, and Segbe went up for the header. It was, do beg my pardon, headed away from FC Denton. Half-time snack, perhaps coming up the wrong way. And here's Tello, through ball for Phillips. Phillips raises up his hand, gives him a thumbs up, and big boy Enriquez comes out and makes a stop.
He is a different figure between the posts.
A bit like back in school, you put biggest boy in between the sticks.
Because he doesn't want to run out on the pitch. Usually you get that in hockey too. Put him in the net.
Put him in the net. Oh, he'd fit a hockey goal.
That's what I'm saying. That's why they do that. I mean, they don't even have to move. They can make stops. Oh, nice little move there.
From Zuniga, the goal scorer. And Majid Marana will safely guide that one out of play.
No switches for the Cavalry, I don't.
No, I mean, we've only got 3 subs.
I know, but
one of them is a coach.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
I'm pointing at the goalkeeper for them. I think our coach. Offside. Haven't had too many of those in this game, have we?
No. Brandon Gould's not playing, that's why.
Yeah, that's right. Always hanging on the shoulder of the back defender.
On the coattails of the back four.
Hey, that works. If you get called twice, make a goal, I think any coach would take that trade.
Oh, for sure. Here come the Cavalry. Fahim Patel loses out on that pass, and FC Denton tried to capitalise on that error. Ooh, very good defensive work from Majid Marana there, because it looked like Lucky was in for a one-on-one with Chavero. Been impressed with Marana. He made a mistake very early on in the game, or actually mistake not defending Lucky well enough for Denton's first goal, but since then he's been one of the better players on the field. Very impressed with his defensive reading of the game.
And even that mistake you said he made, he still forced Lucky out to an angle, which is what you're told to do. And
oh, lovely back heel from Quello to Benton. Looks long shot. Benton still on it with his left foot, blocked from Aaron Lester. You ever heard of that old saying, you wait all day for a bus and then 3 come along, Rich?
Yeah.
Aaron Lester,
yeah.
I haven't said anything about him. And
no. Yeah.
He's probably going to go run the length of the field and score. Hopefully he won't, for the sake of the Cavalry.
In your case, they're double-decker buses, right?
Yeah. Been getting very silly the last game or two, haven't we?
No, it's just a fact.
It's like
it's just a fact.
End of term feels here.
Where you normally are, those double-decker buses.
Double-decker, yep. Have you ever heard of the chocolate bar double-decker? Lovely.
Yeah,
Do love a good.
Now you are good.
Do love a good double-decker.
I will say this. This is kind of a personal little matter, but my daughter's over in England right now, and she knows me well because one of the few texts I've gotten back from her was she asked me, she goes, so what English candies do you really like? Which I give her credit for because hopefully that means she's bringing some back with her. So I'll take that anytime.
And what did you respond?
The Roundtree gummy thing.
Ooh.
Yeah, I love them. And there's another, oh, shoot, forgot the other one I had. I actually, literally, it's been so long since I've been back there, I had to look it up. I had to Google the English candies to tell her, but I knew what I wanted. I could remember what they tasted like. I just didn't know the names.
So whilst we've been talking about English candy, there's been a soccer game going down, and DJ Benton gets brought down. Cross from Renatello. Oh, brilliant save. Carlos Enriquez, take a bow. I'd say take a bow, son, but I feel weird saying son to someone, however old he is.
And it really, to be truthful, it really wasn't much of a save. He just picked the cross out of the air, which, hey, give him credit for that.
He's my new favourite player, Carlos.
Yeah,
Enriquez.
I know. I can tell that.
Harry Kane can go out the window now. And Tele tries to find an open, but he's fouled.
He's scored as many goals than Harry Kane has in the last 2 goals.
Harry Kane won the Golden Boot.
Yeah, but he hadn't scored. He didn't score in the last 2 games.
No, half of his goals were penalties.
Yeah. So you know what? That was. We're speaking about.
Long ball forward. Zaniga's 1-on-1 with Cavalry. He gets brought down from Garci. Referee says no penalty. I can't believe it.
I can't either. Of course, we've got that's the furthest point of the field away from us. But
identical stuff to their second goal. It was another floated ball in from midfield. Zaniga found himself 1-on-1 with the keeper, and Garci out of nowhere. I mean, he's so tall, Garci, that from 5 feet away, he could probably lunge in and make contact with the tackle, and that's what he did. And
when you do it from behind, it's almost always called
from behind in the box, and it was a clear goal-scoring opportunity, in my opinion. I know it's a friendly, but that's a red card and a penalty. And the referee's given a corner and
told Zuniga to get up.
Yeah, I think that's very unjust towards the visiting side there. Very much a home side advantage here at Travis Field. Maybe Sir Alex Ferguson's had a word with the referee. And that's a long shot and a goal out of nowhere. Who is that?
Gotta wait for him to turn around because that came from nowhere.
I think it's Michael Gonzalez. The corner came in and it was headed clear by the Cavalry defence. And it came out to Gonzalez, who was a solid 30 yards out, and almost for fun just took a swing at it, and it lofted over Chavarro into the top right corner.
I would say that was more than 30. That was at least a 35 to 40 yard shot almost. I mean, he was closer to midfield than he was the penalty box. And it is Gonzalez. And you know what? He kind of deserves a goal. He's had some very nice passes too. But wow.
That came out of nowhere.
Yeah, that was the definition of coming out of nowhere, because that was essentially a clearance by the Cavalry, and he just kind of, and it bounced bounced in front of him, and he just took of course they have taken, that's maybe the third, fourth long shot that they've taken.
And we spoke about
the Cavalry,
trying to catch Chavarro off his line. Chavarro was off his line, and he's been lobbed and made to look very silly there. And FC Denton found themselves back in the lead again, 3-2 up after 55 minutes here at Travis Field. Exciting stuff for you viewers on Clutch TV, and obviously you listeners on Sports Radio in the Zone, as Cavalry try to, for the third time in this game, find an equaliser. What can they do here? Fahim Patel picks up the ball from Manuel Fernandez on the halfway line. Back to Gersi. Gersi, long ball, diagonal to the left, nowhere near DJ Benton, and it's that man again, Aaron Lester. My second favourite player on the field after Carlos Enriquez in the goal.
Although Lester looks like he belongs out there at right back.
What's that? What's
Lester
that
looks like he belongs out there at right back.
You saying Carlos Enriquez doesn't
That's why he's your favorite player, is because he doesn't look like he belongs there. Let's don't hold any punches here. That's exactly why you think that he's become your favorite player. You're thinking, whoa, if he can do it, I can do it. Maybe
Last minute transfer in from the beer tent.
maybe the Cavalry can put in not only their coach as a substitute, they can put in their play-by-play commentator.
Yeah, I'd love that. Or make a fans day. Say who wants a 20-minute spell.
It is the last game, fan appreciation night. The last home game.
Giving out free tickets. There's still over half an hour to play here. If any of you locals would like to come and watch a fantastic game of soccer. Kylian Colombe down the left. Good ball from Insegbe. He just about keeps it in play.
Oh, no.
He's still going.
Yeah.
All the FC Denton players stay still. Colombe across the 6-yard box. Brilliant clearance there from Khalil Marriott. And Denton eventually clear their lines before the referee gives a free kick to them.
The
They're
right
still
back.
appealing.
Yeah, and the right and why I don't know, because there was no way that was even close to out of bounds. Estevan puts his hand up and forgot about he was playing soccer for a little bit there, and Columbia just waltzed right by him. And actually, I think he might have been able to do more if he'd have just gone for the goal instead of tried to send it back, pull it back into the 6-yard box. Usually that's the call, but I think he had a chance. I think he had a chance to score there from where he was.
Phillips overran it there, and it went behind all the players.
Well, the one thing they did have kind of guarded was the 6-yard box. They didn't really have anything else guarded. Columbia could have almost dribbled it in.
Yeah, he could have gone past all of them.
The only man he would have had to beat was your man Enriquez.
Oh, it had to take one heck of a shot to beat Enriquez from 6 yards out. Meanwhile, we've had a substitution for your Cavalry. Off comes DJ Benton. Bit of a surprise. Maybe he's going to make a late charge into the playoff roster. The 18 we're going to take to Georgia. So that's DJ Benton off. On is Rogelio Lopez making his Cavalry debut. That's Benton off. Rogelio Lopez on. He is wearing number 23. A shirt far too big for him. I'd like to see him up against Gabriel Gersi. Come up to about his hip.
It is an interesting down 3-2, and
take off your best
you take off the guy who's been the best attacking player today. Maybe he's not. You'd like to think Columbia would fill those shoes, but he hasn't been it today. Benton has definitely been it today.
Benton showed all the promise I heard about him back in May, and then didn't really see him.
Maybe you're right. Maybe maybe he is ticketed for Georgia, and they don't want him to put in the full 90. Although. What did we have here the other night? They had the full 18 or 19 players here the other night, did they not?
On against Texas United, no, they had 17. And Gabriel Gersi's made a mistake, and here comes Pinales down this left-hand side again. He lifts his head. He needs some support. Takes a long shot from outside the box, and it bounces safely into Chavero's hands. 32 minutes to play here at Travis Field.
Cavalry having to come from behind for a third time. If they can do it, they'll match Croatia.
Oh, don't talk to me about Croatia. And here's Zuniga again, 1-on-1 with Chavero. Takes it past him. Oh, it's gone wide. Missed an absolute sitter there, has Fabian Zuniga.
It's funny because Estevan, the right back, not Estevan, Lester, the right back, he had already started celebrating.
I mean, he's clapping in there, ironically. Very ironic clap from Aaron Lester.
He was in perfect view of the goal for me to see, and he was clapping and had his hands up in the air because it did. It looked like there was no way he could miss that goal.
And Zuniga did very well. Chavero came charging out yet again, and Zuniga took it round him on the left. You could say it was a tight angle, but you should be finishing it.
I'm not even sure it was a tight angle.
Someone of that quality should be putting it in the back of the net. I mean, I'd have put Enriquez up there to finish that. And it's a poor throw from Leicester, and he's giving it straight to Patel. Lays it out wide to Fernandez down this right side. He's got plenty of space. What's he going to do with it? Lopez is calling for it, and Fernandez is going to give it to him. Fires it into Lopez. It comes off his thigh, and such a small individual is Rogelio Lopez. I think the weight of that
I was just going to say, you're
down.
right. He is very. I mean, Cavalry has a number of smaller statured players, but he might be number one in that category. Substitution for Denton here.
On comes another big one. Number 5, Edward Valadez. Edward Valadez is on, and off comes Michael Gonzalez, score of the third goal.
Oh my gosh! And the guy who got an assist on the second.
Interesting substitutions for
Yeah,
both sides.
it's like neither team wants to win.
It's like England-Belgium in the group stage.
Yeah.
Here come FC Denton. Lucky's on the ball now. He's taking it on the right wing, coming to the centre. With the outside of his right foot, tries to find an attacking player. It's intercepted, and Cavalry escaped this time. Cavalry really need to score the next goal, otherwise you could say it's game over. But obviously the attacking prowess that the Cavalry have shown in both friendlies and PDO games, so that's all however many players they've used this year, wouldn't put it past him. Lopez now
Nice ball into.
finds Colombe, who looks to give it back to him. No, Coelho's got it. Colombe now down this left-hand side. Skips past Leicester. Whips in with his left foot to the edge of his box. Fernandez is running towards it, but it's cleared by Khalil Marriott as far as Insegbe on this halfway line.
Marriott's played a very good game.
Very
He's,
good
he's
game.
the one that's had the. I mentioned earlier in the first half with the blocks that the back four have had. I know he's had at least 2 of them on really good shots from probably around the 20-yard range by Cavalry players.
Patel, lofted ball to Majib Marana on this left-hand side. Being pressurised by Lucky. Reverse there. Marana's been defending Lucky a lot this game. Insegbe now finds Tello just outside the centre circle. Tello lofted ball through to Fernandez. No. Oh, brilliant stuff, Carlos Enriquez. Brilliant stuff. Coming off his line.
Didn't give the Cavalry a chance.
He had to run a solid 4 steps and catch it with his gloves. It was fantastic.
That was a nice play right there by.
It was, yeah. And they're trying to
by
do it again here.
Garci. No, I mean on
the defensive front.
on the defensive side there to keep that ball from going through. Stuck out that long leg of his and just brought it back upfield for the Cavalry.
I think one of his legs is the same height as Lopez.
I think, yeah. So the other one is the same height as Lopez too. The one leg and the other one. Here we go, corner. Bring up Garci.
Garci's up.
This is where you put Lopez in the back. Bring up a couple other players like Morano or something. And but they got Garci. Let's see if
corner
he
comes in. Garci. I've got to say, Lopez. Save from Carlos Enriquez. Save of the season from Carlos Enriquez. Take a bow. Number 0 for FC Denton. He's been applauded by his teammates. That was.
And I'm sitting there saying Lopez shouldn't be around, and he put that on the secondary. Yeah, the ball had bounced in the box, and I guess that's where he comes in handy because he's smaller, and the ball bounces in the box, and it's right at his head level. He had to think he had a goal there. I've never seen that he had evened it at 3.
I've never seen anything that size move through the air so quick. That was fantastic.
If Enriquez wasn't your favorite player before that, he is now.
That was unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's like when you throw a chest of drawers out a second floor window. I don't know how you get something that heavy moving that quick. It was ridiculous. It was such a good save. I'm not even trying to be mean to the bloke. It was honestly a fantastic save.
It was a phenomenal save. Stuck out the left paw. Was probably parallel to the ground at the time. I'm not really sure where you're going with that Chester drawer out the second floor, but
it's been a long season, Rich. And there's only
a long night. We know what we need to say on the air is happy birthday to you.
Oh, thank you, Rich. Thank you.
Yeah, Zach. 21 years old today.
It's been a long 21 years.
Yeah. You don't look a day over 10.
Oh, I believe that too.
No, really. I mean, happy birthday.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Gabriel Garci now, long ball in. Doesn't find a teammate. Yeah, but obviously it's nice I'm celebrating my 21st in America because it actually means something here.
Yeah, that's right.
Whereas in England, nothing's 21 anymore.
What is the magic day in England? Is it 18?
18.
16?
18's a big birthday in England.
Yeah.
So twice I've turned legal.
Actually in some states in the United States, 18's a big day too because you're allowed to drink certain drinks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Some states, they have the 3.2 beer type stuff.
Oh.
But we regress again.
It's just nice that I've been able to turn legal twice in my lifetime.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. Yeah. Be interesting to see how Denton plays this with the 3-2 lead and now a little bit less time. I mean, obviously they had the lead before.
Well, here they come down the left. Oh, wow, this is an extremely good run. And again, he's missed it. Who is that? That's Preston Baker, who can only match Carlos Viveros for speed because he is lightning quick down this left side, and he just went past. He went past Gersey, went past Fernandez, and looked certain to bang in Denton's fourth, but missed the target again.
It's almost like they're trying to pick out the far post to be exact, and they don't need to be.
Yeah.
They just need to hit it.
Get
they
it on
need
target.
to hit it, with the middle of their laces instead of
Trying to inside of the foot,
I mean, they've only been 7-8 yards away, and they've missed it by 2 or 3 yards, 4 yards maybe even.
I just can't get over how quick Preston Baker is. But there he goes again. Zuniga this time. Out to Lucky on the far outside of the box. He's entered the box now. He takes a shot, side netting, and FC Denton are getting closer to wrapping up this game. And it will be the Brazos Valley Cavalry's first loss if the score does stay this way. Their first loss in 7 fixtures, and they're looking to bring on a substitute as well. Steve Walaji will be coming on. He's made one previous experience. There was an experience in that 2-0 victory over the FC Regals last month. Steve, as his English name is. And who's off for FC Denton? Off comes, number 8, Roman Semenko. He was only just came on as a sub. He must have picked up a knock.
Yeah, and they brought back in Iwa.
Oh, okay.
So I guess you can.
Rolling sub.
I guess you're allowed to do that
in friendlies.
game.
Yes. Same way the referee's allowed to not give fouls.
Of course. Yeah, this game might be over, like you said, if that what we thought was for sure a penalty.
Oh yeah.
Before that third goal was scored, it could easily be 4-2 right now.
Zuniga missed that sitter at the start of the half.
Yeah.
I mean,
they've had two, actually 3 golden
ample
chances.
opportunity.
Missed 2 of them and didn't get the call on a third. And yet they're still up 3-2, so they got to be feeling good about themselves.
Definitely had ample opportunity. Hopefully that won't come back to haunt them, because we all know what Cavalry can do. The type of attacking players they put.
Well, and that's the style of you talked about how they all the way through their
campaign
through their ranks. No, they're going to try and play the same style of soccer, and obviously under Coach Clarkson that style is attacking. So these young men are going to be in the same frame of mind.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we said on Friday night, didn't we? Cavalry's motto is almost, you can score as many as you like, we're going to score more than you.
One more, yeah.
So off comes Christian Coelho. Had a brilliant first half, a lot of quieter second half. On comes Steve Walaji. That's Coelho off, Steve on.
You're just going to call him Steve?
Steve. He's got a long name.
Number 22, Steve Walaji. In for number 8.
And it's a mistake from Denton. Tello now looks to find Colombe down the right side. He does. Lopez is in the box. Colombe shifts onto his right foot. Another great save from Carlos Enriquez.
He is going to make you eat your words, because he might be putting the best show on by a keeper we've seen from an opposing team.
And here's Lucky down the other side. It's just him versus Nsegbe now. Gets past Nsegbe. He's got the pace. Nsegbe slides to tackle. Lucky stays on his feet. He goes across the box. There's no one there to tap it in, because if there was, that would have definitely been a goal for Denton. Exciting stuff here. End to end. Cross comes in from Denton. Ooh, Zuniga tried to hit that on the first time
Good effort.
From the D of the box.
Just not quite the fundamental lean back a little bit. Probably looked up, because it almost looked like he hit it with his standing leg. But Denton's dangerous. They've been dangerous all game, and they've definitely been dangerous the last 10 minutes. They've had all the play. Every time Pinellas or Lucky get the ball, the Cavalry are in trouble because of their speed.
Here comes Marana down the left-hand side. Picks up the ball from Cameron Phillips. Does a couple of step-overs, but he's facing the wrong way. He's being pressurized by a Denton defender. Lays it back. Patel now on the edge of the centre circle. Another lofted ball. Finds Colombe, but Colombe's got a lot of work to do before offloading to Emmanuel Fernandez. He's going to cross it in. Cameron Phillips is making a run. Can he find Phillips' head? He does. Phillips' header. 5 yards over the bar.
Nice run by Phillips to get in behind the Denton defense.
That would have been
just couldn't get high enough to get the ball to come down.
It would have been some header.
Yeah.
because he was so far out. He had 2 defenders all over him, and then obviously he had to beat the almighty Enriquez in goal.
Yeah. You know what? I'm thinking a little bit of if the real Cavalry was here, it'd be a nice little matchup with Lucky and Pinales against a guy like Viveros.
Oh, yeah.
With their speeds and quickness and the quickness that they have. Because that's Viveros, of course, you have him on the all-star team for the for the PDL.
Well, I'd put Viveros at right back so he could come up against Preston Baker, because Preston Baker just zips through this Cavalry defence at the moment. I hope we get to see him run a bit more, because it's really exciting when he chases after a bull.
Unfortunately, he's on the far side of us.
Yeah. Sod's law, isn't it? And here comes Zuniga again, racing through, takes a shot on, and it rolls straight into the hands of Chavero. He was being shoved by Gersi and Fernandez. Chavero just rolls it out to Insegbe. Cameron Phillips was being... good defensive work there from Aaron Lester.
A little lazy on Cameron Phillips' part.
There was no call, though, to be honest. I'll give him benefit of the doubt. Normally you'd say man on, and here they come again. Denton, surely a 4th. Yes, it is. It's the substitute, Gio Carranza, number 10, I saw.
And did he go down after it?
Gio Carranza.
Right.
So Matt Phillips there had his back to goal, and he didn't get a shout that Aaron Lester was all over him. Aaron Lester just came through behind him, won the ball for his team, laid it off to Gio Carranza, who was making a run into the box, picked it up on the edge of the box, one touch onto his right foot, and from the angle slid it past Chavero. 4-2 Denton with just 18.5 minutes played.
With 18.5 left.
Yes, I do. Oh, a yellow card. There we go. Aaron Lester took his top off after that assist, and if that's what it takes to get a yellow card.
That's all it takes. It's funny because Lester's the one that I told you was celebrating when they had the goal, when we thought they would have the goal on about 10 minutes ago, when it looked like that sitter, there was no way he could miss. Lester was celebrating that one.
Oh, irony. And another substitution for, I think, FC Denton. Is that the goal scorer coming off? No, Zuniga. Oh, that's a shame to see. Fabian Zuniga coming off. He's had a fantastic 70 minutes or so. Scored 1. Could have had a hat-trick, actually.
Yeah, he missed the 2. He had the one really nice finish on the goal where he flipped it over the keeper, but those other 2 probably should have put them in. And what could the score be?
Oh, for
Cavalry,
sure. Yeah.
Actually, the Cavalry is a little fortunate not to be only down 4-2.
Here is that goal scorer, Carranza. Looks to find a through ball to Pinales. Pinales, first time shot. Oh, great save from Osmar Chavero. Pinales really showing his pace this time. Oh, he's just called offside. But it was a good ball through from Carranza. He had a couple of options. Decided to pick Carranza, who had split the Cavalry defense.
I think she was calling corner.
Calling a corner. I do beg my pardon. Carranza split the defense there. He split Gersi and Insegbe, and first time shot. He could have actually taken a couple of touches and got closer to Chavero, but good save from Chavero. Here comes the corner, and it's gone over everyone, and will go. I think
the obvious difference in this match has been Denton's speed up front. I mean,
we haven't seen speed from friendlies.
No, we haven't. Speed with a little bit of skill as well.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're just running right through the FC center backs. And maybe even on the outside, but definitely through the center.
It's a shame to see, because obviously this is, despite not any of these players, apart from the odd 1 or 2, being here all throughout the season to win the league, this is our celebration night. That's why we've opened up the doors, free tickets, and the fans would like to see a victory for us to end our home season on. Phillips now finds Colombe down this left side, and Segbe's on the overlap, but Colombe decides not to use him. Being pressurized now by a couple of Denton players, has to go back to Patel, 40 yards out. Tello now. Oh, he's got players all around him. Can he find an opening? Decides to go for it on his own. Tello still has the ball now, gives it to Colombe, and Colombe can only offload to Marana because he had people over. Oh, lofted ball. Tello's on the edge of this box. Gets past Leicester. Good bit of skill. Oh, he's still going. Take a shot, son. Take a shot.
He scores.
Good goal. Well done, Rene Tello. Thoroughly deserved individual effort there. Picked up the ball in the edge of the box and tried to get all this season's showboating done in about 5 seconds.
I was gonna say, hey, you felt like he had missed out on about no less than 3 opportunities to shoot and score, and then finally almost essentially really toe poked it into the goal. Your man Enriquez couldn't even stop it.
Some finish to get past Carlos Enriquez. Some finish that was.
Enriquez is probably stunned right now.
Oh, definitely. First goal he's letting in years, I've heard. 15 minutes to play.
First one we've seen.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Hopefully the last on his behalf. But, you know, we want to, like I said, the fans want to see. It's a good, I was about to say, Rich, it's actually a good turnout for a friendly fixture.
And it's also been a pretty good game with 7 goals.
7
goals. Of course, on friendlies we've seen, we had 2 that in the last friendly that was.
Oh, another chance. Kenny, the catch, he's going to dink him. Oh, what a finish! Kenny Horner makes it 4-4. And very similar to Cavalry's second and Denton's second, it's another lofted ball. Denton are all looking at each other, scratching their heads, and it was a lofted ball from the halfway line. Kenny Horner, who's just come on following Cavalry's 3rd goal, makes a run in behind, and Enriquez comes rushing out, or as fast as Enriquez can rush out, and Horner toe pokes it with his left foot over. Kenny Horner wearing number 9. I was laying out the kits, and the Cavalry team walked in, and Kenny said, "Oh, you're going to have to lay one out for me, I'm playing." I said, "Okay, I'm presuming you want extra large. I don't think we got any left." He said, "Oh, give me whatever you can find." Oh, look, his muscles, not...
Oh, muscles, okay, yeah, I was going to say.
No, he's a big boy. No, he said himself, "I want an extra large," and he said, "Give me number 9. And we don't have a number 9 today, and I don't know how happy our backroom staff are about him wearing Brandon Gould's number, but living up to the number at the moment with that finish.
Living up to the number 9 with another goal. Brandon Gould would have been proud of that goal,
sure.
too. I mean, that was well taken again. We've seen that now 3 times in this game, the lofted shot over the keeper. The keepers haven't learned their lesson. They keep coming out further and further.
It's a tough one for a keeper because if you come out, you get risk of being chipped. And then if you sit back, you're giving them so much space and time to not just do something but actually think. And that's what the last thing you want to do with strikers is give them time to make a decision. You want to make them think quickly. And the best strikers do think quickly. As another ball comes in. Oh, good header from Aaron Lester, clear. Only as far as Steve gives it to Colombe now. Colombe still going. Races past Lester. That's been a good battle. He gets past Lester. He gives him a shoulder barge. Colombe still going. Colombe still has the ball. He needs help. Has to turn back on himself. Tries to find Horner. Clear. Oh, and now Pinales is going to race forward. And here goes Preston Baker. Look at this. Oh, he gives it to Lucky down the
outside.
Is Lucky going to go for his own or give it to Preston? It goes for himself. Oh, 3 yards wide. Poor decision there. Should have given it back to Preston Baker, but exciting stuff.
Should have sent it across the goal. We've got how many people on the ground right now?
Too many.
Too many.
Oh, Lucky's down. He's hurt himself.
Lucky's
I don't know if they've got any subs left.
Your boy Lester's down.
Enriquez is up. Well, we've played 88 minutes here.
Look at
and it's 4-4.
Benton is standing on the sideline like he's going to go back in.
I think so.
It's funny that he's going if he goes back in, because I was going to say earlier I'd like to see them put him back in, and he's going to do it. I'd like to see him in the middle back for Gersey or for somebody like that to see if he could keep up with the speed of the Denton players, because he's obviously one of the more athletic players on this FC Cavalry team. So I'm interested to see what he can do if he does go back and actually play in the position where Gersey vacated.
So Gersey off, Benton on. That's Gabriel Gersey comes off in place for DJ Benton.
They have made a switch a little bit, have they not? Morano looks like he's going back into the middle, and Benton looks like he might be playing the left back position.
Let's have a look where Benton seems to be in the midfield.
I was going to say left back, but it's almost mid. Now he's creeped up to the midfield. It looks like they've almost gone to a 3 deep, 3-5.
It looks like a 3-3-4 at the moment. Wait, does that even add up? Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Benton now tries to find Horner down this left side. He does. Oh, Horner using all his strength. He's got past his opposite number. Finds Lopez. Lopez to... Oh, what a save! Carlos Enriquez! What a save!
Was a great kick save. I honestly thought that Lopez was offside, but the flag never went up, so he had to make the save and goes down to the ground, puts his left and obviously he's got a strong left arm because he's a big boy.
Oh, all those pints he's been lifting for these years.
Wow. You keep giving this guy some stick, and yet he's
Oh,
probably
he's fantastic.
he's probably had 3 of the best 10 saves we've seen all season.
Oh, for sure. No, you ever heard that, like, you give stick to you insult your friends?
Yeah.
He's my favourite. So.
You're doing it in respect.
Oh, for sure. No, I think he's had a great game. I'd give him man of the match, to be honest. This has been a really good game of football.
Yeah, and everybody's they're making it tough on the announcers though, with being able to put the players back in,
having rolling subs. Yeah. And our biggest fan is back for the last 9 minutes and 40. He's missed a really good 81 minutes. Hopefully the last
it was quiet over there on the left side, and but he's picked it up again.
Horner plays a good one too with Lopez, who seems to have switched to the right wing. What's he going to do? Oh, the drums are back.
Lopez is probably feels like he's snake bitten because Enriquez made the save on his header. Remember the one great save was on Lopez's header, and then he just made that save where it looked like Lopez had all the space in the world. And the
Horner, long shot. Oh, he's bashed the crossbar. What an effort by Kenny Horner. Has a solid 35 yards out. I thought he's not going to take a shot from here, and he did. Crossbar still shaking.
He just won himself a truck.
And here's Horner now. Good cross from Lopez, but Horner can't deal with it. Applauds Lopez. More as a coach, probably.
Lopez is probably passing to him because he is the coach. He's like, yeah, coach will like me for this.
And here come Denton now.
Well, Horner's going to get a lot more respect from the players because of what he's shown ability-wise here. He's shown that not only can he talk about it, he can
do it, because he came on for that friendly, that 2-0 win against Regals, and he was quite average, to put it nicely. And
I don't think he had much of a chance.
Look, I was about to say, granted, he wasn't actually given a lot of the ball, but so far, extremely impressive. And Kenny Horner could be playing a number of sports the size of him. He's a very muscular man, Kenny Horner.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to see him on a rugby pitch. Oh, and there's another injury now. Who's that down? It looks to be Preston Baker. That is a shame if it is him, because I've been very excited to see him make some runs in behind. 8 goals so far in this game.
Yeah, we have 8 minutes left, so we'd like to see it. Well, you know what? I say I'd like to see a winner out of all this, but both teams have played.
I think a tie is a fair result.
Yeah, it's kind of a fair result with the way that they've the way both teams have performed here tonight, and the way the Cavalry's come back. They've had to come back in three different times, and once from 2 goals down.
I was about to say, fair play to the Cavalry for getting back in this game, because I said 4-2 would have finished them off, but such is the Cavalry way in the second half of this season. It really is a completely different team to the one that we saw all those weeks ago against Houston FC, May 22nd. That disappointing 2-2 draw.
Yeah, that was a game where the Cavalry was ahead.
Oh, and Colombe looks to take a long shot. He's taking advantage of Denton kind of not knowing what's going on. Colombe still has the ball. 25 yards out, takes a shot. Enrique, oh, he's done it again. Carlos Enriquez with a worldy of a save. Killian Colombe took the shot on from just outside the D of the box, just right of centre, and he fired it low down to Enriquez's left, the bottom left corner, as Colombe looks at it, and Enriquez gets a fingertip to it, and it just scrapes the post on the outside. Definitely stopping a certain goal there, my man Enriquez. We should sign him up for next season.
Where was Enriquez the first half?
I know.
Although Cavalry only had that's the well, they had 2 goals against the first half goaltender, so I'm not sure.
Maybe he can't last the full 9. I don't know. I didn't want to finish that sentence. So it will be a corner to the Cavalry. Rene Tello will be taking it. The first one he's taken this season. The drums are beating now. They have 6 minutes to find a winner in what has been a quite excellent game here at Travis Field. You've been treated on the zone.
We've had 8 goals. We probably could have had anywhere from about 5 to 6 more.
Corner comes in, tries to find the shortest man on the field, Lopez, and obviously Lopez loses out on that header. It goes out for another corner. And obviously Clutch TV watchers as well. Those of you watching, a show has been put on for you, and we hope our radio listeners on the zone and Sports Radio have enjoyed our coverage of this friendly fixture. DJ Benton goes up for the header for that second corner, and doesn't get much done with that. Comes out to Steve. Steve lofted ball over to Benton, but he a bit tired. Obviously, he's just had to leap for a header, and he's just come off the bench. Thought his evening was done.
And he came in at left midfield, and
he's all over.
Yeah, he's all over.
Another
again.
substitution. This time off comes Edward Velades, and
who just was on. He just came on.
Just on Michael
10 minutes
Gonzalez.
ago.
I like this rolling subs. It makes it much more exciting, much tougher for us. Gonzalez is back on the field, one of the better players for FC Denton tonight.
Look in the pro game how much time wasting could be done with that rolling sub.
Oh, for sure. Cavalry can't clear their lines, and they give it straight back to Denton. And Denton give it straight back to them. Colombe now has the ball. Oh, flies in with a challenge. Referee says play on. I'm not going to make any comment on the refereeing anymore.
Well, Morano got taken down at the beginning of all that play with what looked like studs up. I'll tell you what, Denton. Another thing that's impressed me about Denton is they get the ball out of their back line with 2 or 3 nice little combination passes, and then go for the long ball to the speed of that they have up front.
DJ Benton laid it off to who is that? All the way down there.
Well, another long ball to Horner.
Osmar Chavera had to clear a bit of danger there just a few seconds ago. Poor pass from one of his defenders. He had to run after it. Preston Baker was all over him. He cleared it though. What have we got? Just over 3.5 minutes left plus stoppage time, if there will be any. Obviously, it's only a friendly, so I don't know how much they would give in a friendly, but here come Denton now. Fuentes finds Pinales. That combination linking up well again like it did in the first half. This time on the right wing and not the left. And it's a long shot from Gonzalez. Smashes into Benton. No, Morano, sorry. Yeah. They do look very similar from this distance.
He just got up from being taken down with a
nasty challenge.
Got stepped on, yes.
Corner for Denton. Not long to go now. Can they find the winner? They're 5th.
Yeah, as much good play as Denton's had, I think this is maybe their 3rd corner of the game.
It comes in now from Canara. Missed header from Denton, and it goes as far as Steve, who finds Colombe back to goal. Long ball to Horner now, but Aaron Lester will deal with that. Will he? Horner's pressurizing him, and brilliant stuff from Carlos Enriquez, who races from his line to the edge of the box and
in total control the whole time.
And I could see the fear in Horner's eyes from up here as he saw Enriquez rushing out to him.
Yeah, and that takes a lot, because I'd fear if Horner came racing at me. I'd fear.
Aaron Lester doesn't clear. DJ Benton picks up.
Again.
Oh, lovely pick from Tello. Horner, good touch to Benton down this left-hand side. He gets brought down. Is there a penalty? Referee says no.
Oh my! Well, now they're even. Now they're even on missed penalty calls, because Benton was hip checked in over the byline there, and Benton's okay. If we're and man of the match, we're gonna. Either Benton or Enriquez, one of the two. Maybe we could give 2. Could we give Co man of the match?
We could give joint man of the match. I think 1 for each side, especially if it ends in a draw. I'm happy to say the Cavalry man of the match is DJ Benton, and FC Denton man of the match is Carlos Enriquez.
Yeah, and that's amazing considering the speed and some of the offensive plays that the Denton has had up front. But yes, Enriquez, let's face it, he's had 3 saves that if the ball would have gone in, you'd have never blamed him at all.
Oh no, absolute worldies of saves. And here come Denton. They look for a winner. Fuentes, good defensive work from, who is that? Number 15. Oh, he's wearing 15, but he's not Gabriel Gersi.
No. Well, now they're really trying to trick us.
Yeah. Bit of shirt swapping happening on the bench. Cross comes in. Chavarro saves it. We are in stoppage time here at Travers Field. It's 4-4 between Cavalry and FC Denton. It's been an absolutely fantastic finish to this 2018 season, really rounding it off. And Cavalry, obviously, we want them to win this game, but a draw would be a fair result. Colombe now down the left. Picks a Dewey, enters the box.
Could be it.
Can he get past Enriquez? No, he can't.
Enriquez puts puts an exclamation point on his player of the match bid. I thought that was going to be it. In stoppage time, Columbia coming down the left side by himself, and
one of the PDO.
And he hit it hard. He hit that
hard.
shot hard with his left foot.
Not hard enough.
Can you hit it hard enough to get it by Enriquez?
Not so far. Gonzalez lofted ball, and Segbe gets in the way of that. He's now tussling with Canara.
Maybe the referee wants to see a winner because he's letting him play now.
I think that's why he didn't give the penalty away. Because I think it's you don't want a game to be decided on a penalty, even if it is a
especially when there's 8 other goals.
Gonzalez, was that a cross or a shot? Either way, Chavallo.
The fans are. I thought maybe the fans were whistling for the final.
Lopez now. One last attack for Cavalry to find a winner. Steve jinxes Canara. Who's he going to find? He only gives it to Patel. Tello now on the halfway line. Lofted ball. Lopez is trying to make a run in behind. Up against the defender twice the size. He comes in field onto his favourite's left foot. Looks to take a shot. He doesn't. Will he give it to Horner? Yes, he does. Horner's going to take a long shot. He does.
This guy's
what a beauty. Kenny Horner with the winner in stoppage time to make it 5-4 to your Brazos Valley Cavalry. And that is the final whistle, the final kick of the game. Kenny Horner, what a goal and a half to win it in the final stages, 25 yards out, an absolute worldie. He gets a yellow card. I don't think he's bothered about that at all.
It's not like he's going to miss the next match. What a goal. If he does blow the whistle here, what an end of a season.
Oh, fantastic end to the season. Enriquez couldn't have done anything about that. I was waiting for him to leap for it, but he just stayed planted to the ground.
Oh,
and it's a long shot from Gonzalez. Oh! Chavarro had to make a save there.
No, he didn't.
He
was on the other side of the post, and he actually shouldn't have gone for it.
I thought he touched it out.
I think what he was doing was showing I've got this, but he knew he didn't have to. He didn't have to do anything with it because the ball was about 3 or 4 yards to the left of the post.
What a way to end the
season. The only lead that Cavalry's had
has been right at the end.
Here, right at the end.
And there's the full-time whistle, and that is the curtain call on your 2018 season here at Travis Field. It finishes Brazos Valley Cavalry FC 5, FC Denton 4. A fantastic game of soccer we've witnessed here. Brilliant stuff from start to finish. 9 goals in total, including some absolute worldies. The best one coming right at the end in stoppage time from Kenny Horner from 25 yards out, banging it into the top left corner past the man of the match, Carlos Enriquez.
Yeah, having said that, we've given Benton man of the match, and he played a great match. But you've almost got to give it to Horner after that cracker of a shot with his left foot.
I mean, an excellent cameo, but I mean, it was only a cameo, but
when you scored he scored the
last two.
Last two.
4th and the 5th.
Yes. And different styles, too.